Good morning.
Today is Tuesday, September 14th.
My name is Eric from Reliable Resellers, reliableresellers.net.
And thanks a lot for coming back to another video. So right now we're heading up to Publix, right down the street from where I live, and we're gonna meet a guy who, I forget his name, it's in my phone. So he's the guy who is the installer for the advertising company that we've been putting up these bus shelters with. So he put up one of our bus shelters one day and gave me a call and said, hey, I see here, I just installed one of your signs, and I see here that that you sell toys. And he wanted to know if I had any Matchbox cars or any Hot Wheels for sale. And I told him I did not, but I asked him a little bit more, about what he's doing and that kind of thing. And he said he has a son who is blind, and his son has a YouTube channel. And what his son does is he opens up Hot Wheels and Matchbox cars on his YouTube channel and tries to guess what the car is while he's opening it up. He also does this with Hot Wheels that are out of the box. They don't have to be brand new. They don't have to be valuable. It's just something he does because he likes to do it. So when he told me that, I knew immediately that I have a bag full of cars, Hot Wheels, Matchbox cars over in my storage locker. And I also have about 10 factory sealed Matchbox and Hot Wheels cars that I'm just gonna give him. So we're driving up here right now to Publix. He is actually on Dale Mabry doing some installs this week. I have two going up on Dale Mabry, so I think he actually might be doing my installs today. So we're gonna go over here right now. We're gonna meet him up here at Publix, and we're gonna give him these cars.
I'll put this here. So what's his YouTube channel?
Andy's Hot Diecast Garage.
Gotcha, right on. Okay. Andy's Hot Diecast Garage.
Yep.
10-4, got it. Okay, cool. And so what he'll do is he'll just open them up on camera and try to guess what they are?
He opens them up, he feels them, he does through detail, he goes by what he feels and what kind of car it is.
Yeah.
We usually tell him what cars they are before, so that way he kind of gets the feel of it.
Okay.
And then if he knows any details about the car, like if he knows anything about the Corvette or anything like that, he'll random out all the stats and everything else. Is really, really neat.
Oh, that's cool. Okay. So when do you think he'll get to these?
I'll bring him home today and we can start doing some of the channel and see what we can do and
awesome.
Get him up and going.
That's cool, man. That's very cool.
After that, I'm gonna shoot up to Barnes & Noble to see if I can get some good bubble wrap from the dumpster behind there.
All right, let's go see if they have anything for us today. We really need bubble wrap, so let's have our fingers crossed here. Bubble wrap, bubble wrap, bubble wrap. Ah, no bubble wrap. It smells in there. Any small boxes? Holy crap. They got boxes. We need some small ones. That's the size. We'll definitely do it. Might as well grab them while we're here. Don't need the 13 inches, but we need the 12s. They're perfect for action figures. Yeah. Perfect. And they're just sitting right here by the front for me. It's like they knew I was coming. Okay, that's all. And the rest of them are wet. Okay, well, we got 4 of them. That'll work. Oh, I just got that one wet.
And then we're gonna jump into the Griffey video. So just real quick before we jump right into it. So for those of you who don't remember, about a month or a month and a half ago, I went over, got a phone call about a guy who called me. His name is Everett. I bought stuff from him before. So he called me up and said, hey, I've got a bunch of Griffey cards. Are you interested? And I basically told him no initially because he told me it's just all loose cards from the 80s and 90s. And I was like, you know, I'm not super interested, but I'll come by, I'll take a look at what you have, and you know, maybe. So when I showed up to his house, what he told me he had was a bunch of loose Ken Griffey Jr. cards, okay? So when I got there, I walked into his front door, and on his coffee table in the living room was like 40 PSA graded Griffey cards that I had no idea I was walking into. So we bought all the graded cards, and we went back about a week or so later, and made a deal for the rest of the loose cards, which I was actually supposed to take over and sell to a guy that I know here in town that I don't deal with anymore. But he was going to buy the cards from me in a quick flip, sight unseen. He made an offer. I made an offer to Everett. Everett agreed. I agreed. He agreed. And so the deal was made. I show up at this guy's house, and he decides he doesn't want them anymore. At the time, I was really upset about this, and I don't do business with this guy anymore, but I am so glad that he turned it down, because it was a really good windfall for me. Even just the PSA cards were good, but all of the refractors and stuff this guy had, his collection was insane, and he undervalued, right? He thought he had about 20 refractors. He had over 100. So after it was all said and done, I had like 139 eBay listings from all of these different things, lots of different auctions and things like that. I did really, really well on this deal. It's basically how I've been surviving. Well, that and the toy guy, right? But it's pretty much how I survived over summer. It's also how I've been able to expand my advertising footprint here in Tampa and kind of grow the business a little bit. So it was one of the two best deals I've ever made so far for the business was the Griffey Jr. The first deal was the toy guy. The second best deal is this one. So without further ado, let's jump into it, and let me show you what we did with all these Griffey Jr. cards. Let's go. Before I get going and jumping into the video, I just want to take a second to thank Mr. Griffey Jr. You have helped pay my bills this summer. You have helped me to expand my advertising footprint here in Tampa, and I greatly appreciate it. You are a rock star, sir. Thank you very much. Now, this is a video I've wanted to do for a while, so I did want to wait until all of the Griffey cards that I had sold. I still have 4 PSA graded Griffey cards still up in the eBay store for it's about $1,900 for all 4 of the cards that I still have left. But I just can't wait anymore. These cards, it might take a little bit. I am kind of on the higher end with these last 4 cards. I'm in no rush to sell them. I've made a ton off of this deal, as you're about to see, as it is. So I'm just going to jump into the numbers. This has been an amazing deal for my business. I ended up paying in total $1,280 for all of these cards. So I gave him $1,000 for all of the PSA graded cards, and I gave him another $280 for all of the loose cards. Okay, so that's $1,280 is our total investment into all of these Griffey cards. Now, as I mentioned earlier in the video, I still have 4 cards up for sale on eBay, and it's one of the cards here you can see on the screen. I'll go ahead and show you. We'll walk through all 4 of them. These are still live up in my eBay store right now for sale. So when these 4 cards sell, and I am a little bit on the high end for these cards, but not crazy so. So when just these 4 cards sell, and they will eventually, that will give me my initial investment back, plus some profit, right? Not to mention I'm already in the profit. But I just bring this up because these 4 cards that I have left still for sale by themselves are worth more than what I paid for everything. Just to keep that in mind, right? This is not the kind of deal I walk into every day. I wish I could find deals like this all the time because, you know, it'd be a pretty sweet way to maintain the business. But, you know, me personally, I haven't found a way to find deals like this all the time. Anyway, now I do still have a couple hundred loose Griffey cards sitting here. I am going to make a video about those. Jim has shown some interest. A couple other people have messaged me as well. So I will make a video. I will throw that up on the channel to show you guys what's left. I will get there, I promise. So anyway, so that's pretty much what's left of this deal. Okay, so we're going to jump into an Excel spreadsheet here. There have been 103 total sales. So it's going to be kind of hard for me to go through and show you everything over on eBay. So I did generate a report, and we're just going to jump through some of it. We're not going to spend a whole lot of time here. We will jump to the bottom here in just a second where the totals are. But if you're interested, if you just pause the video as I'm scrolling, if you want to see what something did sell for, anything that ends in a G35 or a G20 or a G something or other, those were auctions. I needed a way to differentiate, and so that was how I did it. If you see over here under the shipping, if this column is empty, then they got free shipping on that deal. So we'll just kind of scroll through slowly here so you can kind of see everything that was here. Refractor, tons and tons. Like a lot of these auctions contained refractors and serial numbered cards. This guy had an absolutely insane Griffey collection. It was a lot better than he realized it was, to be honest with you. It was a lot better than I realized it was when I was sitting there with him looking at everything initially. Or I would have jumped on it without even thinking about it, right? I would have bought all the loose cards myself and wouldn't have offered them to somebody else, right? So anyway, we'll just kind of scroll here to show you all of these cards and what the person ultimately paid for them. Here's the shipping column, just again to remind you. So here's what the buyer paid. Here's what the buyer paid in shipping. Here's the total price. Again, if this column is empty, the buyer didn't pay anything in shipping. So this right here would just be the total price. So as we come down here, you can see everything. And there was a lot. And some of these you can see, like, so for G17, this is 9 cards, a lot of 9. Here's a lot of 5, a lot of 5, a lot of 3, a lot of 3, a lot of 16, a lot of 14, a lot of 8. So even though this is just one auction, it's one auction with 8 cards in it. It's an auction with 16 cards in it, or 14 cards, right? 8 cards, 8 refractors in one auction. 8 refractors in one auction. 4 refractors in one auction. This one went for $500. That was one of the better cards right there. So get down to 103 total sales. Individual sales, whereas you can see, like, even for example, this one was 50 cards. Hopefully you could see all of that. But anyway, so right here, okay, you can see in total, we did $8,571.18 in sales. Now that includes shipping and everything. So out the door, we made in sales $8,571.18, right? Well, we paid $1,280 for all of the cards. So that puts us at roughly $7,300 profit. $7,300 profit. Okay, now we had to pay eBay fees. Okay, so we paid roughly $900 in eBay fees, which puts us at right around $6,400. Total profits back in our pockets off of the $1,280 investment. We made $6,400 roughly. Now we'll go all the way to the end here, where we are going to have to pay taxes on our total profits. Okay, well, roughly 25% is what I'm going to have to pay in taxes. And again, that's roughly give or take a percent or two here or there. But 25% of 6,400 is roughly 1,597, right? So when you subtract 6,400 from 1,597, you get basically 4,800 bucks profit. So off of my $1,280 investment, after I've paid shipping, after I've paid eBay fees, after I've paid taxes, and after I've covered all of my operational expenses and all of that, I'm going to put in my pocket about 4,800 bucks, give or take a few dollars here or there. So let's just say 4,500 bucks, right? I'm going to put $4,500 back into, I did put $4,500 back into my pocket off of this Griffey deal. I've never, outside of the Toy Man, I have never had a deal this good ever. This is by far the #2 best deal I've ever had in the history of my business. Now, my business is only a couple of years old, and I've only been doing it full time now for a couple of months. So, you know, the history of my business is relatively short. But in the short history of my business, roughly $4,500 profit off of a $1,200 initial investment. And I'm talking cleared profit, taxes, fees, and everything. By far, one of the best deals I've ever done. And I also still have over $1,500 in Griffey cards still up for sale on the site right now. So after these sell and I pay fees and I pay taxes, there's another probably roughly about $1,000 back in my pocket. So that's roughly $5,500 total profit after fees, taxes, clear profit in my pocket from this one deal. Well, what am I doing with that money? I don't have it anymore. That money is gone. Every single penny of profit that I made from this deal, this money is gone. I don't have it anymore. I spent it all on advertising and on just running the business, my own personal expenses, right? So advertising is not cheap, to say the least, but it's necessary. If I wasn't advertising, I never would have found the Toy Man. If I wasn't advertising, Everett never would have seen my ads out there on Facebook. If I wasn't advertising, I would have to do the same thing everybody else is doing. I would have to go to garage sales and thrift stores and flea markets and auctions and just hope that I get lucky there and find something good. Now, I still do those things. I still go to those places. I still have to because I don't have enough of an established presence here in Tampa just quite yet. You know, the phones aren't ringing off the hook just quite yet, but we're building there. And so what we've done is we've taken the money that we've made from here and we've reinvested it right back into the business, every single penny of it. Now, not all of that $4,500 had to go into advertising because, again, some of it is just my own personal living expenses and rent and things like that that have to be paid as well. But around, let's see, so we have two more bus shelters going up this week, and we have one more park bench going up this week that we just paid for about a week and a half ago. That was another $1,250, $1,285 or whatever it was, almost $1,300 for those. We have the other 6 or 7 that just went up a couple of weeks ago also. I have the other one that's up on Del Mabry and Lineball right now that I did pay a full price for of almost $1,400, right? So in terms of advertising, we are up over $10,000 that we have spent this year on advertising alone, just on advertising. And that number is only going to get higher. It can only get higher. We have to continue putting the name out there. We have to continue letting people know that we're here. And the only way we can do that is to spend money and to advertise. And that's what we're doing. Whenever the new park benches go up this week, I'll show you guys. And when the bus shelters go up, I'll show you guys, of course. So all really exciting things are happening here right now. The business also, just a couple of days ago, I can officially say I own a 6-figure business. The eBay business in sales, we crossed over the $100,000 mark a couple of days ago. I am going to make a video about that as well, but it's pretty humbling to be able to say I own a 6-figure e-commerce company, and it's legitimate, right? I'm not puffing my chest. It's legitimate, and I have the numbers to prove it. So it's exciting, it really is. I just wanted to show you guys the numbers here for the Griffey stuff because this is one of the better deals I've ever had. It's not an ordinary type of a deal that I get. Usually I go over somebody's house and I don't buy anything. But if I do buy something, it's usually 1 or 2 items that I can flip, and double my money. I spend $100 and I make $100 type of a thing. This was spend $1,200 and make over $5,000 after it's all said and done. So really cool, really awesome score here for us, for me, for the business. So just wanted to share it. So thanks a lot for watching, guys. Like, comment, subscribe if you want to, and we'll see you next time. Have a good day, guys. Bye.